Hi, this is Eric. Welcome to the Sticks Twine show, I guess. It feels weird calling it a show because, well, if it's just on YouTube, is it really still a show? Don't really know. Anyway, I really want to just sort of get in on the action because it seems like this is the format and the form in which a lot of our community kind of spends time together, talks about what we're doing, projects we're working on, supporting one another, and I've just really wanted to be a part of it for a while now. So I thought, what the heck, I'm going to start now. So I'm filming this on my phone, so we'll see how that goes, but I'm not really sure. We'll see. It might work out, might not. I can be found on Ravelry as Eric PL, and I'm on Instagram as e.p.lutz. Yes, I'm Canadian. I live in Toronto, and I'm filming in my condo. But you'll have to forgive, they're doing some construction outside, so it may or may not be, there may or may not be noise. I don't know. We'll see. So really, I just felt like there were so many super talented people out there, and I don't think I'm terribly as talented, but I thought, what the heck, I have maybe a voice, something to share. We'll see. You can decide. We'll see whether you watch or not. I'm just doing this more for me than for anything else, but I have some amazing podcasters that I think hopefully I'll end up in good company with. So let's just talk about a few different things. The reason why I kind of wanted to do this is because I feel like there's a ton of great podcasters out there, but there's very few male knitters. And I thought, well, maybe that's a point of difference, that maybe that's something different that I can share, because I feel like there's a ton of conversation about, shawls and sweaters, and I'm envious of all of the community that you guys have, girls actually, ladies, and we don't have as much maybe for guys, so maybe just to bring a different point of view. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm looking down at my show notes, so just ignore me if I look down for a bit, because honestly, I've never done this before. I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I'm going to give it a whirl. So I've started knitting again, probably about a month ago or so, and maybe 6 weeks, on the sort of suggestion from my boyfriend, who said, hey, let's do something over the winter that, can save us some money, it'll keep us from going out too much, and we'll not spend too much money. Yeah. Once you start discovering, obviously, as we all know, the kinds of amazing stuff that's out there, you can spend a lot of money, and I've become addicted to a few different brands of yarn that are not good for my wallet, but really good and fun to work with. So let's talk about a few things. I'm going to talk about sort of what's up, what's done, who's on my radar, and what's coming up. And I think we'll just sort of keep it to that sort of format because that makes it easy. I want to talk about my most exciting thing right now, which is I have taken my first sock knitting class. I've done a scarf, and it's like, it's okay. I kind of screwed it up a little bit, but that's okay. It was a learning project. But this massive thing, I'm hoping that comes up on camera, is a worsted weight. I'm going to call this a house sock because it's not really, it's not sock weight. You can probably tell that. This is done in, what is this? Rowan Pure Wool Superwash Worsted, and this is in the Moonstone colorway. I've got the second one nearly done. I'm about here on the second one. I just have to finish the toe. And is done in Kitchener, which was great. That was really interesting. That was fun to learn. I liked learning that. But it is, as massive as it looks, it actually fits, which is kind of interesting. I didn't think that it would. I thought it would be massive, and it is, but it fits actually really well. But this is certainly not going on pretty much any kind of pair of shoes, other than maybe my Hunters, if I wear them. Toronto doesn't get that much snow, really, contrary to popular belief. I think New York actually tends to get more snow, which is weird. But I have my Hunters, and I wear those in the winter, so these might be kind of fun to wear in there. So that's that. But what I found was I got really excited about knitting socks, because that's kind of fun, obviously. The one thing I'm going to say is I tried doing Magic Loop, and I was just watching the Junkyarn podcast with Kemper, and I was like, yeah, I feel you, girl. I don't know about this Magic Loop thing. So I bought some Chow needles to try, and I did not really take to it very well. I don't know if it's the needles, if it's the cable. I don't know what it is, but I didn't care for it. So I went back to my DPNs. and I feel much more comfortable with that. So I'm going to stick with that from now on, I think. What else have I got going? So there's that. Don't like the needles. We'll move on. I've gotten addicted, obviously, to socks, which is kind of fun. And last night at my local yarn store, there's a couple in Toronto that I really like. And the one that I took the sock knitting class in was the Knit Cafe. And Kristin there was so sweet. She indulges me as I show up early and, talk to her about yarn ad nauseum. But I bought this one. I already had her cake it up for me because I'm going to cast this on pretty quickly. But it's the Turtlepurl sock yarn, but this is in the Trenchcoat colorway. I'm not sure if you can see the colors, but there's sort of this beige and black and white and a little bit of red in it. And obviously, we all know what brand has those colors in their trench coats, so go figure. But it was fun seeing it all, and I can't wait to see how that turns out. I've seen sort of what a finished striping is on it, and I'm a bit of a brand guy anyway. It's what I do for a living. My day job is about branding, so I can't help myself but want branded socks. So that's going to be fun. So I've got those ready to go. I've been working on a few other projects, but I saw this one yarn that I absolutely loved when I was in the store last night. It was our last sock knitting class last night, and it was from Indigo Dragonfly. And they're a independent dyer here in Ontario, and they have sort of groupings of yarns that are based, and the names are all based on popular culture and kind of geeky culture too, which I kind of love, like Firefly and Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Doctor Who. So I'm probably going to end up with some of that, so I'll find another sock to do with that. Can you tell I'm getting a little obsessed with socks? I guess we all kind of do at one point. But it's not the only thing that I've done. I have also finished this really cool, this is the Ninian Beanie from Jared Flood from Brooklyn Tweed, and this is done in Brooklyn Tweed Shelter in the Almanac colorway. And I mean, I was a little worried because I felt like the yarn, and I'd heard it was so friable you could just sort of pull it apart. And that's true. I only ended up with that problem right at the very crown when you sort of close up the end. And it did snap, but fortunately I still had enough left that I could weave in the end and be done with it. But after blocking, it felt really great, and it fits well. Hopefully that's coming out okay. But it fits okay, and it's warm enough anyway. I won't wear it every day, but I really like it. And this was one of the first projects I did that had this much cabling. I'll put a picture in probably right around here to sort of show you how, like, the whole thing is cabled. So for someone who's never cabled before, it's actually a really good project because it's not like it's a lot of cables, but it's only like 2 stitches at a time or 1 stitch. It's not really like a full, 6 stitch carryover or anything. So that was kind of fun. I enjoyed making that. I did that in like a couple of days. I had to travel for work for just like sort of a day trip, and I got about half of it done just waiting for flights and stuff. So that was kind of fun. What else do I have? Oh, so I'm also, hi Jennie from Tinypaperfoxes. She's running a knit along right now. It's actually a make 2 along where you make 2 garments that would go together either for 2 people to wear or for 2 things to go together. So I was going to make a pair of mittens. I forget what the pattern name is at the moment. I should have written it down, but I didn't. But it's also from Brooklyn Tweed from Michele Wang. I hope I got that right. But it was a really, really cool textured pattern, and I decided that I wanted something a little bit more plain that would show off some more of just this sort of tweedy nature of the shelter. And so I just didn't do the actual cabling part on the back. It was okay. The pattern itself was fine, so I just did it all in stockinette. This one I did in Magic Loop. It was the first thing I did in Magic Loop as opposed to DPNs. I used DPNs just to close up the top, but I was afraid because it was meant for a women's hand that the largest size in the needles that they were calling for and in the pattern wasn't going to fit. So I used a slightly larger needle than they called for and did it Magic Loop, and it turned out actually pretty good. So I've got only one done. Hi. I'll do the second one probably over this week and just get it done because it's starting to get a bit cold. I was just outside earlier and it was freezing. So anyway, that's kind of fun. Hang on, just take a sip of... This is the thing that we do, isn't it? We must drink tea or other things, but this is tea. This one actually is from David's Teas. This is Sleigh Ride, which is kind of fun. I don't think it has caffeine. Yeah, it's caffeine free, which is kind of nice. But it's very holiday-like. It's kind of cranberry and apple. Does it have apples in it? Yeah, it does have apples. Okay, good. I really like their teas because for the most part, they're all naturally flavored. And sometimes they have artificial flavoring. This one does say it has artificial. I don't know how much that is. But it has a little bit of coconut, some papaya, pineapple. So it's just kind of fun. And at night when I want something warm to drink, but I don't want to have caffeine. So I kind of wanted something that's a little more fun. So that's that. I just wanted to say that there's a number of things that I've been working on, but I haven't really finished them yet, so I'm a little bit hesitant to show them, but I'm working on some stuff that I'll probably have ready for next time I record. But what I'm really excited about right now is the release of the Brooklyn Tweed capsule collection. The collection is just amazing. I think there's so much cool stuff in it. But again, it sort of highlights the fact that there's not an awful lot of cool contemporary men's stuff available. I know, BT Men is an amazing collection, BT Volume 1 and BT Men Volume 2. But I did find one thing in the new capsule collection. I have my copy of the printed one on order. It should be here this coming Friday. So I'm thinking I'll probably talk more about that because I'm pretty excited about it. But I had ordered some I think they were on sale from Pearl Soho, this line weight yarn, which when it came I had no idea what to expect. It's a little thin even for like a sock weight, so I'll probably hold it double, but there's an amazing pattern for a cowl that I think I'm going to make out of this because these two colors just spoke to me with that pattern. So I bought the pattern already from Brooklyn Tweed because I thought I was going to cast it on early, but then I got sucked into sock world and that was that. So look forward to that. That's going to be coming soon. But I also wanted to start talking a little bit about some of the who's on my radar because there's some amazing women and a couple of men as well that I've been really following their podcasts and catching up on. So I want to say, I already said hi to Jennie, but I also want to say hi again because I think she's one of the few podcasters that I have found that I can get even my boyfriend into watching. Usually when she uploads the post, we look forward to when it's actually going to get posted. So, and we watch it on the Apple TV, usually while I'm knitting or whatever. And he's actually fallen in love with Colin as well. He's been wanting a cat for a long time, and I'm kind of allergic to cats, so I can't really have one. But he really, really, really wants a cat. So we sort of live vicariously through Jennie and Devin with Colin. So he just makes me laugh. He's so cute. And then Kristin from Yarngasm, I really, really like watching her podcast as well because she's so multi-talented. I don't know how women like Kristin and Molly from A Homespun House, how they get it all done. I mean, there's so much that they're doing. I'm an okay knitter, but I'm not that fast. But all the other stuff that they do is just amazing. So I just wanted to give them a quick shout out. And I really wanted to say hi to Meredith and Natasha from Wool Gathering Podcast. They are just such lovely ladies, and of course they're fellow Canadians. Yay, go Canada! But they're doing a really fun Christmas sock knit along that started today. Today's the 28th of November. It started this morning, so I cast on this morning, and I've been kind of teasing what the colorway was that I was going to get for my sock yarn. So to that, without any further ado, this is Madelinetosh Tosh sock in the Moorland colorway. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the sort of Christmas holiday socks for guys. They just are a little too feminine they're gorgeous. They're just not so much for me. And of course I'm being selfish and making them for myself. So I wanted something that was sort of festive, and originally I wanted either the Tannenbaum colorway, or I think there's one called Fur Wreath that I thought was going to be awesome too. But then I saw this one, I thought, oh, this is what has to happen. So I cast on, but I've been busy doing other stuff, so I haven't really gotten that far. You can see I've only got like, what is that, an inch and a bit of the ribbing done. Can I just mention how much I hate ribbing? It's a pain in my butt. But I know it's a necessary evil. It has to be done, so I'm getting there. So another, inch or so, and then I'll just move on to stockinette. I'm just going to do these as plain because I just love the color so much. I don't really want to get it too muddy with other textures. And truth be told, I want them done quickly. So I know stockinette I can do pretty quick. So these I'm knitting on US 2s, and I've cast on 72 stitches. I'm kind of hoping that's going to make it big enough because it's my first sort of real sock that I'm going to wear. I know it has no nylon in it, so I'm not expecting that it's going to wear forever and ever and ever, but as a seasonal thing, I think it might be kind of fun to wear. So that's going to be fun. That's going to take up some time. I'll show you sort of next time how far I've gotten. Hopefully it's more than just this, but we'll see. But back to Meredith and Natasha. I just love those girls. They're so much fun, and they're so supportive. We've been chatting in Ravelry and on Instagram and stuff like that, and I just I kind of felt like, okay, they're kind of representing us Canucks. I don't really have to say much more, but I really wanted to give guys more of a voice, and I've already talked a little bit about that, but I think that there's something to be said for, there's some great patterns out there for guys, but if it's not a sweater, it's a scarf or a hat or a pair of mittens, and I don't know what else there might be, but I'd love to see more style. So if you know of anything that's like really cool and contemporary, I would love to hear some recommendations, because I won't get bored with socks. I don't think. We'll see. I don't know. But I really, really want to do some new sort of interesting stuff. I've got a few ideas for a knit along that I might try that I'll talk about maybe next time. We'll see sort of how far I get with some of these other projects before I cast on another one. I really do. I'm just like Kemper from Junkyarn podcast. I've got way too many things on the go. I can't knit monogamously. I really, really like having a lot of stuff to do. So to that end, this is I want to think about what I'm doing, kind of, sort of. But I have one more project that I'm going to share. I'm not going to pull it fully out of its bag because it's actually really big. I am bound and determined to have this thing done by this week, because I've been working on it for about 3-4 weeks now. But let's just say it's in this bag, which is big. This is a tote bag. Sorry, I just realized I might have just shaken the camera a bit too much. This is a tote bag from another one of my local yarn stores, Yarns Untangled. Such a cute little shop. I'm going to put a picture kind of around here of what the store looks like. It's adorable, and there's super nice girls in there. But what this is a throw that I'm working on. I'll just pull it a little peek. This, I know, is a color a lot of you will find familiar. This is Whiskey Barrel, Madelinetosh. It's Tosh DK held double. It's a super simple pattern, but the colors are what makes it so special. There are 5 different colorways in here, and of course there's some variegation in them, and they're gorgeous, and there's a few more. I think I've got one more color change to do, and then it'll be done. This is on US 15 needles, so they're pretty big, so it goes pretty quickly. You can sort of see they're on there, and I've got these on my Knit Picks interchangeable cables. But it's getting heavy, and it's getting done, and it's going to be done hopefully just in time for the holidays, when I just want to curl up on TV and watch movies. Or I haven't watched this season's Downton Abbey yet, so I'm kind of waiting till having some downtime over the holidays to catch up on that. So stay tuned. I'll give you just a little sneak peek. It's going to be, it's pretty big, and I have a problem finishing projects. I have a great time starting them. It's the finishing that's hard. So I'm going to do my best to try and get that one done in the next week or two. So let's see, what else? Got all that done. Yeah. Talked about that. Yeah, I can help it out. Project management's in my blood. I have to be prepared, right? So I think I'm going to record about every 2 weeks or so. I'm going to try and keep these relatively short. I'm a huge fan of watching podcasts while I'm knitting. It's just kind of like sitting and having a knitting party with friends. But I think I'm going to try and keep mine a little bit short. I talk too much as it is anyway, and I kind of talk a bit fast. I need to get back to my knitting so I can be a little calmer and a little more relaxed. But I'd love to hear from you guys if there's something that you'd like to see, if there's a perspective that you'd like to have. I'm gonna, like I said, I've got a sort of a knit-along / giveaway that I'm thinking about doing, but we'll see in the next sort of episode or two. I'm hoping to record in the next 2 weeks again or so. This week might be a bit challenging. It's a bit crazy coming up, with the holidays. What are you gonna do? Maybe not the best time to start a podcast, but jump in with both feet, right? So anyway, love to hear from you. There's no Ravelry group yet, but feel free to friend me if you want on there. I'm Eric PL, I think. Yeah. I don't have no pretensions of being the best podcaster or the best knitter. I just have a really good time doing it, and I really like connecting with other people who do as well. I just find it really fascinating, and I'd like to see more guys participate. There's something really mathematical in the engineering of knitted garments that I kind of feel like more guys, if they understood what goes into it, that it would be maybe more interesting. There's a helicopter about to go by. I can see it from my window. That might be a bit loud. Anyway, thanks for joining. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Feel free to reach out. Join me on Instagram or Ravelry, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.